Are you ready? Are you kings and queens ready? Are you kings and queens ready? Are you kings and queens ready? Hey, my name is Nasir, and this is the Nasir. Hey, kings and queens, if this is your first time seeing this beautiful face, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, welcome back to another episode here on the Nasir Show. I just want to thank everyone for having me at their shows, all the designers that I met, and all the people that I met. You guys are great, and you guys keep doing what you are doing. Thank you. You guys are amazing, and it was such a fun experience meeting all you guys. But with that being said, I am here to give you the showdown, the rundown, and the breakdown of this year's New York Fashion Week shows. So, without further ado, here goes Royal Star. This first collection is a New York contemporary brand that makes gowns and cocktail dresses. For more information in regards to all of these collections and designers that I will be talking about, it's down below in the descriptions. This was one of the two bridal collections. This was more of kind of like what you will wear to the wedding rather than what you will wear in the wedding. The next one that I'll be talking about is more of like if you were like the bride or like in the wedding type of dresses. But this was definitely like more formal, like cocktail, elegant dresses. So I can definitely say the show did not start out the greatest, but I mean, it was the first dress, so you can't, come out with like a shebang. The only thing interesting about this first dress was actually the model. She definitely worked that dress very well, but it was still a very simple, a simple dress. It was still cute. It was just very simple and boring, point blank period. But it was the first dress, but as the collection went along, I actually got more excited about this collection. Actually broken up into two parts. With the trend. So the first part was kind of whites and creams, and then a transition color of pink, and then blacks and grays, and along those lines. And I actually started to really enjoy this collection, and I saw more personality and grace within this collection the more I saw it. I definitely say it was a cute first dress, but the rest of the collection definitely spoke for itself, and I saw the vision that this designer definitely had. The dresses that I did like is actually like a mesh top and long sleeves, and as you can see here in the final walk, the model has like shorter hair and like a flowed out dress. That was definitely one of my favorite dresses. Just because I really like the detail within the mesh, and I like the contrast between the mesh and the flowing out. So it was definitely kind of like tied up in her bust area. Is that what it's called? Something along those lines. But it was definitely tied up top and then flowed out at the bottom. And I definitely love the way that flowed and how that was connected. And I definitely love the color of it too. That cream color was very, very divine, and I loved every bit of that dress. And also what I liked about the black collection, and as you can see here in the final walks, what I was talking about with the creams, the whites, and then the blacks and the grays. What I really loved was the jumpsuit. Oh my God, that black and gold jumpsuit that she had, that was actually quite a shocker for me, because I was not expecting that by any means at all, because all I saw was just like, dresses, and then this jumpsuit walks out, and I'm like, okay, she getting crafty on us now. She getting real crafty. The only dress that I really did not like was just that first dress, but like I said, it was the start of the collection, and it progressed from there, because I really loved every single dress within this collection. I love the embellishments, the details, the tailoring of it all. I loved everything about this collection, and I could definitely say she did quite a great job, and she chose the right models to present the right dresses, so I could definitely say kudos to you. And this is royalty approved. This next collection is kind of a part of the Lotus Threads collection, at least what they present on their website is kind of like a sub collection to the Lotus Threads. But this is more on the bridal side, as what I was talking to you about before. What I really loved most about this collection is that it had a dress for every type of personality. Mesh dresses, like tight fitting, it had loose fittings, it had sheer, had mesh, had Marilyn Monroe-esque dresses, it had mermaid dresses. A lady that would wear more of like mesh and like more on the sexy side wouldn't wear the same dress as someone who is on the more conservative side, and vice versa. I would say that she definitely hit the mark in regards to that. My favorite look was definitely, it was like full mesh with no sleeves and had kind of like a floral print to it. You can see here in the final walks what I'm talking about. I really love the detail of it, and I'm maybe a little biased, but I love me a little sexy, and that definitely gives me sexy when I see that dress. Now, I don't really see a bride wearing that dress, potentially maybe like the bridesmaids or the maid of honor, things like that, but that dress was definitely one of my favorites. And also the two-piece floral dress that comes after that. It has no sleeves up at the top, and then it flows out at the bottom, kind of like back in the Lotus Thread collection. Tight at the top, flow at the bottom. I don't know why, I really love dresses like that. It brings a different type of dimension to the woman. So I definitely loved both of those dresses, and like I said, this whole collection in itself was very, very interesting, and I loved what the designer was doing in regards to this collection. The only dresses that I did not like in this collection was the last two dresses. The second to last dress here in the final walks kind of looked like an handkerchief, and I felt like if this is close to the end of your show, you're supposed to go out with a bang, where you went out with a O. So I just didn't really care for it. It could have fitted her a little better. It could have had a little bit more embellishment. It could have even been a little longer. If you wanted to put some type of pizzazz to it, you could have maybe took it in at her waist. If you really wanted to stick with the shortness of it all. Now, what I do like is that the dress that came after it was, even though it was short, loose, kind of like the one before it had more embellishments to it, and she even had a cape as well. The dress before that kind of looked like the little sister that wants to be like her big sister but isn't like her big sister. Yeah, because the second to last dress, that was just kind of boring, plain handkerchief looking, where the second one was like, bam, I'm here to give you life. But for me, I didn't really like either one of them, but if I could have to choose, the second to last dress I didn't like. I just didn't like the last dress because I felt like you could have went up and you could have did that bigger for it to be your last dress in the collection, because that last dress is most likely the last thing that a person is going to remember within the collection. So you have to really give them a reason to remember you. And that last dress did not give me a reason to remember you by any means. But despite those last two dresses, I still love the collection. This is royalty approved. This next collection is a East meets West, uniquely inspired by rich colors and patterns of the Eastern culture. I felt like you could have been a little bit more smart about this collection, just because you could have milked and used your talent to the best of your ability. I felt like this collection could have been broken into 3 separate collections, and you could have presented them at different times. Say for instance, you could have, that first part of the collection, you could have presented it at this fashion week. That second part, you could have presented it at the fashion week in September. So I felt like it could have been milked a little bit more, but I'm not saying it was bad by any means. I just feel like it could have been broken up into 3 different collections, and you guys see here in the final walks and what I mean by that. The first collection was kind of like reds, browns. It was very bougie. And then the second part was kind of like mint green, gold, more on the like elegant side. And then the last part was like these red and like gold embellishments. Those 3 parts of the collection all had a common theme, which I did not feel like made the whole collection and the whole presentation cohesive. This first part of the collection started out with 3 looks that look exactly the same, and if you did not pay attention to detail, you would not really notice it. But it all the models had the exact same hairpiece, the exact same shirt, but the bottoms were different. One had like really short shorts, one had a skirt, and then the other one had high-waisted shorts, but there was a split in the middle. That split I really did not care for, because it kind of looked like it was like accidental. It was like one of those situations that, like, if a guy has his fly down, it's like, do you really know that his fly is down? Like, should I tell him about that? To where I felt like that split should have been a little bit more purposeful, which it was not. Did really love what you did with those 3 individuals, but like I said, that split just didn't work out for me. It didn't look purposeful. It didn't do enough. As we go on, you had 4 more looks after that, which were a little bit more classy and more on the edgy side. A few of those looks I was like, I want to take home for myself. And I loved that you paid attention to detail in regards to adding the bag to it, the hair pieces to it. I was like, you better do. Because you actually over there selling me that bag now, because I'm like, where'd you get that bag from? But I really enjoyed the looks that came after that, and as you guys can see in this final walks, pretty good looks that came into that. In that first part of the collection, one of my favorite looks was, it was like red, green, like embellished top, but it had a solid red bottom. For some reason, I really love that, and it was a ready to wear outfit as well. So I definitely really love that outfit, and not saying that I didn't love the other ones, but in my opinion, that was one of my favorites. But moving on to the second part of this collection. The second part of this collection was kind of like the mints and the gold. I definitely loved the second part of this collection, which was the mints and the gold, but it just did not fit in with the first part of the collection. Comment down in the comment box if you agree with me, because I just felt like they were 2 different collections, so why are they on the same runway? Like, but despite that, one of my favorite looks within that collection was this long green mint jacket with these gold pants. Girl, that did everything for me. Yeah, I love me a good long jacket. It's cute. It makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like I'm coming into this room and you like, who's that? That's exactly what that jacket told me. And I loved the detail that was on the jacket. That gold trim that was on the edge of the jacket, that was a very nice touch to it, and it complemented the pants very well. Because I like that it was more of a detailed top and a solid bottom, which I try to go a lot for in my looks. For instance, if you've seen my my favorite looks of 2017's video, I have this cheetah print shirt that's like very wild and out there, but I have solid green shorts on. So that's kind of the aspect that I'm trying to get across with that. But I definitely love that look the most out of that green collection. Did have a few other looks, as you can see here in the final wall. None of those looks in that collection were actually bad to me. I actually loved every single part of that part of the collection, but it like I said, it just didn't fit with the first part of it. The last part of this collection, which is this like gold and red like texture, I don't really know what it was, but I enjoyed some of the looks in this part of the collection, but I did not like by any means. This red leotard and red high boots that came all the way up through her thighs, and this gold skirt. Girl, this is just my opinion. That look was terrible. And it made me, she literally looked like a ketchup bottle with a gold band wrapped around her. And even, what made it even worse is that you put the shortest model in an outfit like this. The shortest model should have never been put in your collection. I literally hated it, but that's just my opinion. I'm struggling to decide if this is royalty approved or not. This is royalty approved. This next collection right here, I have a lot to say about this collection. Actually, I don't really have a lot to say. I'm going to show you a lot within this collection, I should say. This next collection is a contemporary clothing design that exudes a chic, easy elegance, and vibrant artistry. The values associated with the Romeo and Juliet couture includes modern, on-trend, high fashion, and edge. And I can definitely say this was replicated within this collection very well. This collection was everything. I felt a story within this collection. It was like each look had its own chapter, but it all came together to make a book, which was the Romeo and Juliet couture. And I just loved every look because it gave me something new. It gave me something different. But it was also very cohesive at the same time. And how you did that, I don't know. I really don't know. But I understood where you were coming from with this collection. And I just loved everything about the show. The conduction of it, the videos before it, the presentation of the clothes. So this show opened up with 3 models. Each model came out with their individual look. And then I noticed that they were standing at the back of the stage, finished walking. But I did not realize that they were triplets until they all stood next to each other. And then they walked down the runway together as powerful, strong women. And that was an amazing opener to the show. Amazing. The show was more of an experience and an understanding of each look. So I'm going to show you guys the final walks full screen, and then we'll come back and we'll talk. This is more of a collection that you have to have an opinion on your own, but I can definitely say there was not one look that I disliked in this collection. I loved how you paid attention to detail. I love how you presented the outfits in the way that they should have been, such as having the jacket on the shoulder or having the jacket on, or just holding the jacket in their arm. Things like that, paying attention to detail so that we could see the top underneath of it. Or if it was more of an outfit that's the jacket and the bottoms would have made more sense to be on, you paid attention to that detail, and I loved every bit of it. But everything definitely complemented each other very well, and I loved how at the end they all stood at the back of the stage with the Romeo and Juliet couture, words on the wall, and it was amazing. The designer came out and said, hey y'all, how you doing? And it was definitely a show-stopping experience. And what I was very surprised about, so I went on their website and I saw that everything is actually reasonable price. So for my girls that's out there on a budget, take your behind over to Romeo and Juliet Couture because everything was actually reasonable price. Maybe because most of these looks are ready to wear. So, because in New York Fashion Week, a lot of the looks, you wouldn't wear just going to the grocery store to go get soy milk. All of these looks were ready to wear to where you would wear that to go do these things. Because a lot of these pieces you could take apart to dress up and to dress down. So that's what I definitely loved most about this collection. So congratulations to you, and I look forward to seeing so much more. That this designer made me happy to look at these fashions. Like, this designer wanted me, like, that is what I feel like people are losing nowadays, is like within the fashion industry. They're just like throwing out clothes and saying, here, buy them. Where this designer, I felt like paid attention to it and it has a true passion for the art of fashion. This is royalty approved. This next collection is a high fashion and classic collection. And I can definitely say Mr. Tupaz is definitely high fashion. This was also a show that gave me a full experience because the presentation before it was phenomenal, impeccable, and it kind of was like, oh shit, we're just about to go. And then as everything came out, it was phenomenal, and I loved every bit of it. And it was a progression. As I told you guys in the first collection with Lotus Threads, how it was more of a progression. But then that second bridal collection, how it laid flat towards the end, this was more of a progression. What I loved most about this is how he took multiple different styles and different textiles and different patterns and presented it to you in multiple different ways and different styles is what shook me. Like, he is really out here doing the damn thing. Like, he took this black and gold like mesh, presented it to me in multiple different ways, and then took this like gold and black like cheetah print looking fabric and showed it to me in a jumpsuit and a dress and a suit and I said, boy, like, you are really out here giving me every bit of life. And then at the end of the show, who the hell knew that you could take a cape and present it in multiple ways? When those one, not two, not three, but 4 capes came out in multiple different ways, I was like, where do I buy this? Lead me to the website right now. Do you have Cash App? Do you have Take My Money? It's literally what I thought when I saw these last capes. It was everything. One of my favorite looks was definitely the gold and black cheetah print dress. It was amazing. I will show it right here in the final walks. That was one of my favorite. And of course, those last 4 capes were amazing and definitely my favorite. But I can say any look that you would wear within this collection is going to be a showstopper. If you wear anything within this collection into a room, best believe some heads is turning and they wondering what's your name and who you are and what your bank account is looking like. And this is Royal Style approved. That was the last collection of part 1 of my Fashion Week's breakdown. I will be giving you part 2 very shortly as well. I didn't want to mesh all the collections all into one video, so I decided to break it up into 2 parts. But I hope you guys really enjoyed that, and I hope you're looking forward to part 2. Part 2, I actually really enjoyed filming, and I actually really enjoyed the collections that are in part 2. So make sure that you are on the lookout for part 2. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so that you know when these videos come out so that you are always up to date. Also, make sure that you follow me on all my social media so that you are always the first to be updated and know what's going on in my life, honey. And know what's going on because I want to keep you kings and queens updated. That being said, remember, nothing's off limits. Embrace change, stay true to yourself, stay raw. It's edgy, and it's not for everyone. Not for everyone at all. No, I don't know why. Like, he didn't come out to present that look. He literally just came out doing the final walks, and I'm like, who's that? A lot of the looks look like I could probably get it at Target. And not disrespecting Target by any means, but if you are going to be presenting a collection at New York Fashion Week, please give me something more than Target quality. I'm going to give a special thanks to a new company called Firmu. They are a company that specializes in eyewear. Yes, you no longer have to go to those little glasses stores that you used to go to, try them on, put them in the mirror, look in the mirror and stuff like that. No, you don't gotta do that no more. You can do everything that you wanted to do in those stores online. And they even give you an option to take like a little selfie of yours and try the glasses on to see what you look like with them on. If that ain't crafty, I don't know what is. So, all first-time customers are getting their first pairs of frames for $4.95. You can go to the website by clicking the link down below. Customize these glasses to fit your needs. They got sunglasses, reading glasses, you know, the whole shebang. So make sure you click that link down below. Hello? You didn't think you were just gonna get out of here without subscribing to my channel? Hit this icon to subscribe to my channel. Also, make sure you watch my last video right here. Right here. Watch my last video as well. Subscribe, watch my last video, and also share with your friends. Tell them, come join the royal family, honey. We got a lot of seats to fill. I love you guys.